One of my all-time favorite desserts is crème caramel. What about you? Is it your all-time favorite dessert too? Well, if it is, you're gonna be super excited today because today I'm making crème caramel. There's a couple of little things that you need to know about it, but it's really not that hard. I think the hardest thing of all is making the caramel, which is the first step. And it's not hard, you just have to be patient. In this pot, I have 4 tablespoons of water. I'm adding 1 cup of granulated sugar. You can make caramel without adding water. What the water does is help dissolve everything to start off with. That way there are no crystals in the sugar, and then you have less of a chance of your sugar crystallizing, which is one of the things that you have to look out for when you're making caramel. So what you want to do is when you first add your sugar, stir it so that the sugar dissolves in the water. Have it on a medium-high heat, and then once it's all dissolved, don't stir again. Just let it sit there, cooking over a medium-high heat, swirling occasionally until it turns a dark amber. You can swirl it, but don't put the spoon back in there. The spoon might have little crystals of sugar on there, and those crystals of sugar actually can make your sugar crystallize instead of caramelize. It's crazy. Keep an eye on it. It's starting to brown. It's getting very, very close. It's a light amber right now. And this is when you have to really, really watch it because it goes very quickly at this point. In fact, once it starts looking pretty dark amber, turn it off, and then the residual cooking of the hot sugar will bring it to the color that you want, which is a dark amber. Divide the caramel between 8 4-ounce ramekins. Do it quickly. You can always go back, but you want to make sure each one gets a little bit of caramel. I have them in a large roasting dish because I'm going to cook these in a boiling water bath, so you need them to be in a roasting pan. Perfect. Excellent. The hard part is over. Over here, I'm going to separate some eggs. Whisk 2 large eggs and 3 large egg yolks into a 1/2 cup of sugar, which I have in this bowl, and then 3 large egg yolks. With 2 teaspoons pure vanilla extract and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Whisk it together. When everything is nicely combined, then you're gonna ladle in 3 cups of warm milk. Start with 1 ladle at a time just to gradually warm up your mixture. Then you want to strain it through a sieve to remove any little, if there's any little bits of cooked egg, you want to make sure you get rid of them. So use a fine sieve. Then the egg custard mixture gets poured on top of the caramel into the ramekins. These large measuring cups are perfect for this because obviously they have a spout and they're easy to strain into. So if you don't have one, go out and get one. I love mine. I have my oven preheating to 325 degrees, and I have some water in a kettle coming to a boil because you need to cook this in a boiling water bath. What that means is cook it surrounded by hot water. It's a very gentle cooking method. Place the roasting pan with the custards in it on a rack in your oven, and then add hot water to come about halfway up the sides of the ramekins. Be careful not to get any of the water into the custard cups. And then close your oven. The custards need to cook until they're just set in the center. That should take about 35 minutes. When they're done, just remove them using tongs out of the water and let them cool a little bit, and then refrigerate them for 4 hours. They're chilled, they're set, they're ready to turn out. All you need to do, take a paring knife, run it around the edges. This is not an exact science. Then take your custard cup and a plate. Turn the plate up over on top of your cup, and then turn the cup upside down. And in theory, when I lift this off, the custard will come out with the caramel all top, over the top. I said it was in theory, right? Oh, ta-da! I told you it would happen. Caramel on top, custard on the bottom. I'm eating it right now. I am not waiting for you guys. As I mentioned earlier, this is one of my favorite desserts. Yep, it's gonna be your favorite too. Whip up a batch of caramel, bake one of these custards up, and then just try not to eat the whole entire batch yourself, okay? I've already eaten like 3 of these. Don't tell anyone.